Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard that intro right. We are back with another episode of the Everything is Bad New Fangled Motion Picture Show. I'm your host, Niall.
And I'm Nolan.
And today we're going to be reviewing the latest I wouldn't say greatest, but the latest Sam Rockwell movie, The Bad Guys.
An animated film from DreamWorks.
Yep. So we were going to be doing a spoiler-free review, and then we'll give you a spoiler warning, and then go a little more in depth into it after that. Again, though, like I said, I always put this disclaimer out. Not a whole lot to spoil on this one. Like, it's a kids' movie.
I think I had the whole plot figured out pretty early on.
Yeah.
The Bad Guys. It's based off a series of children's books, I understand. I have not read them.
Yeah, you found that out, and I was like, all right, neat.
Yeah. I don't know how close they are, especially this movie takes place in Los Angeles very clearly, but I think that...
Well, they never named the city, but
yeah, but it's LA.
Yeah, like there's a part where they're driving down the LA River, and there's that one bridge.
Yeah.
That they basically transplanted that bridge into GTA 5.
Plus, it looks like there are parts of it that just look like so obviously LA. Like every Quentin Tarantino movie that's set in LA, they like draw from. Like there's obvious references to
like
Quentin
they
Tarantino.
start out in a diner
that's just like the diner from Pulp Fiction.
Yeah. And
so yeah, it's they never name it, but it's obviously LA. But I guess the author lives in Australia, so I don't know if like the books take place in an Australian city for all I know. I don't know.
Robbing Perth.
Yeah. So anyway, the premise is these animals that are always the bad guys, like the wolf and the shark and the snake and
there's a piranha and a tarantula as well.
Yeah, piranha and tarantula. They're of course bad guys and
they're heist people.
Yeah, they do heists.
Like Lupin the Third.
Yep.
Or Ocean's 11.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not a weeb.
I think there might have been some references to Lupin in there.
Could be.
That police chief had some Zenigata vibes.
Yeah, and like the chase scene felt very much like the Interpol chasing them around.
Yeah.
In the cartoon, but.
So anyway, I thought it was a pretty good movie, though.
It actually was, yeah.
I hadn't heard about it before like a few weeks ago, and then when you showed me the trailer, I said, oh, that looks entertaining. And then Sam Rockwell, so that's obvious draw right there.
Yeah, Sam Rockwell voices the wolf, who is
Aquafina, not so much of a draw.
I mean...
No, she's fine,
she's
but
he
only takes so much Aquafina, I think.
Yeah. So so the wolf is the ringleader, or like the leader of the group.
Mm-hmm.
And,
although I would have wanted Steve Buscemi as the snake.
Yeah,
something about him was Buscemi-esque to me.
Like I could have seen him giving like a rambling monologue, like in Reservoir Dogs.
Well, the movie even opened up with like them having a conversation that was
kind of
Tarantino-esque.
Right, it opened up with them in the middle of a conversation. It felt very much like a Tarantino opening.
Yeah.
That whole thing, we were both sitting there like, this feels like this is heavily inspired by Tarantino.
Right. Yeah, I've seen reviews that say it's like a Tarantino for kids.
Yeah. And then, although the snake is wearing this outfit, like, it feels like it's referenced to something, but the only thing we can come up with is Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Yeah, just it's the bucket hat and Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah. Not
sunglasses or anything, but like I couldn't come up with any other reference that might be. But yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. If you're looking for a movie to take your kids to, and that you'll enjoy as well,
the adults will also enjoy.
Yeah, adults will enjoy as well. I liked it. But again, like I said, we'll get into the spoiler section, but I had the plot pretty much figured out.
Yeah.
Right away.
Yeah, and animation was interesting too.
Yeah, it was 3D, but every once in a while there'd be like a 2D effect going on.
Well, and like when they it's like 3D, but then it's at the same time felt kind of cell shaded. And then whenever and then it was like your normal like smooth 3D animation from DreamWorks, but whenever they got into like a chase scene, the frame rate, that's not the right word for this use, right?
Yeah, frame rate.
Frame rate would change. I don't know. I'm trying to think. There's another word I'm trying to think of.
I don't know what you're trying to describe.
But like, he'd become like sort of have this like jerkier sort of animation style during the chase scenes.
Okay.
And it was only ever during the chase scenes.
Yeah, I also noticed things though that like clouds of dust and smoke would be 2D elements.
Yeah.
Would come up. It was a weird. It didn't look bad by any means. It's just like a very kind of interesting.
Yeah, peculiar.
Yeah, animation style. Don't have any problems with it, but yeah, it was definitely not like standard.
Right.
Not like you get from Illumination or something.
Which is just Minion Studio at this point, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Which, by the way, we saw a trailer for that. I think we mentioned this in our last review, but we saw a trailer for a Minions movie at this, and both of us were like, whoa, wait a minute, this is that Minions movie? I thought that came out.
Yeah, I thought that movie had come out, and this was just a new Minions movie.
Yeah.
But no. But, yeah, if they did a sequel to this or something, I'd be okay with that, you know?
I mean, they sort of leaves it in a spot where you probably could do a sequel with it.
Yeah.
The way it ends, so. Yeah, anything else to add before we get into spoilers?
No, I just, it was an entertaining animated film that's, good for the whole family.
Yep, and it's got Sam Rockwell. What's not to like? I guess Awkwafina.
She wasn't too bad in it.
No.
It's just one of those things you're watching, like, I have no idea who any of the rest of the cast is. I'm like, that's Awkwafina.
Yep. Oh man, so I was looking up the actor for the Piranha, the voice actor for the Piranha. He's in Transformers: Rise of the Beasts. Could not have told you that that's what the subtitle for the new Transformers was.
I think I saw that somewhere because they're doing like Beast Wars stuff or whatever.
Yeah, he was also an Honest Thief.
Okay.
There was like you think he was one of the police officers.
Probably.
I was trying to.
So anyway, enough of that. Spoiler warning.
Yeah, spoiler section.
Okay. Yeah. So like I said, it's pretty predictable.
Yeah, like so in a world where you've established that the predator animals are like they're like the go-to villains, and you introduce the governor
who's a
fox. Both of us were like, okay, so like she was a criminal, right?
Right, because foxes are always villains as well,
Yeah, they're always like sneaking into the hen
so,
house, getting told by Dora the Explorer to run off or whatever, right? That was a fox, right?
Yeah.
Mittens? Is that the thing?
I don't know. I've never watched Dora the Explorer.
Anyway, so yeah, like when it turned out like, oh, she was this thief, which I like the way they like left clues throughout the movie and like left things in there that like like there's a throwaway line that's like, oh, they're talking about the thing they want to, like the MacGuffin that they're trying to steal, and there's a throwaway line where they're going over all the like the different thief groups and famous thieves who have tried to steal it and
like
failed.
The Crimson Paw or something.
Right, it's
like
that. Oh, there was the Crimson Paw. It's like, yeah, well,
foxes are red.
Right, but it's like, oh, Crimson Paw wasn't arrested though. It was like, but he never stole anything again.
Yeah.
And it's like it's a throwaway line. You could easily just not even really pay attention to that.
Then also, like when the wolf steals the ring off her finger and she manages to steal it back from him, pick his pocket, like obviously there's something going on there.
Yeah, so when it turned out, oh yeah, she's the Crimson Paw. It's just like, again, it's like nothing super subtle, but subtle enough that they weren't blatant about it. And I think that was I think that was done well.
Yeah, and then it was pretty obvious that the guinea pig turned out to be
The villain.
So I want to bring up the fact that in this world they have
You're thinking about this too much, man.
Yeah, these anthropomorphic animals that are what's the word I'm looking for?
So like there's also humans
with like human level. Yeah, there's also humans, but there's like animals with what's like the human level intelligence and awareness called. What's that word?
Sapient?
Yeah, sapient. So there's these like anthropomorphic sapient animals. Then you also have regular animals of the same species that are not. And it makes me wonder, are those the neurodivergent versions?
You're so... Dude, you are putting way too much thought into this.
That they do animal testing on.
You need to stop. And it was the only thing we saw was other guinea pigs.
That's true.
Maybe Marmalade is the outlier.
There's a cat. Were there any anthropomorphic cats?
No, not that I remember seeing. The only anthropomorphic animals I remember were the crew, Marmalade, and the governor. Everyone else was a human. All the cops were human. The news reporter was human.
Yeah, that's true. You know what was pretty funny was this notion that the shark was a master of disguise, and it's like really obviously just a shark in like a fake mustache or whatever, but everyone believes this shark in his disguises.
Everyone, like, they were channeling some real King Shark from energy from Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
With that character.
Because he was like an actor and stuff. But like when he like shows up in that testing lab wearing just like a fake mustache and glasses, the guy's like, oh, Papa.
It was like a combination of King Shark and Clayface from Harley Quinn.
Yeah, Clayface is the actor in Harley Quinn. That's right. Yeah, but I just thought it was funny, like, yeah, I mean, it's real obvious, but everyone believes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, the part that had us laughing so hard, was when he shows up, like, dressed as the father of the scientist, and the scientist is like, Papa?
Like, let's play catch, son.
Yeah, I was hoping you had time to...
I know you're a busy scientist now, but I was hoping you had time to throw the old ball with your old man.
Yeah. It was like, that's, like, weirdly dark. Because this dude clearly has father issues.
Like, well, it's like that clip I showed you from Gumball the other day. Where it's
like, knock, knock. Who's there?
He's like, knock, knock. Daddy? No, what? It's like, oh.
That show is weirdly dark at
that
times.
Show gets dark sometimes.
But yeah, so yeah, it turns out, the guinea pig professor, was the bad guy the whole time, and the snake, who's like clearly trying to hide the fact that he actually cares for this found family he has throughout the whole movie, like feels betrayed when the wolf's like, we're gonna go good, and like leaves, it joins Marmalade, but then comes back at the end, and like, it's all pretty predictable.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and Sam Rockwell, always great.
Always. Anyway, I don't think we have anything more to talk about with that movie.
I mean, he was probably the best part of Jojo Rabbit, right? Especially that outfit he had at the end.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Taika Waititi was pretty good.
Yeah.
Jojo Rabbit.
Yeah, it was. So,
it's
yeah.
really not a good day to be a Nazi.
Alright, so the next movie we're going to review is going to be The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yep.
Which should be rolling out pretty soon, right after this video, like the next day, probably. Because we saw 3 movies all, like, in the span of a couple days, so... the next movie we're seeing after that, though, is going to be Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. That title is just, like, so, like, pulp sci-fi.
Did I tell you Marvel needs to do some Dr. Druid thing so that he and Doctor Strange and Blade can get together and be the Order of the Triad?
Yeah, that's a Venture Brothers reference. for you listeners at home. So I was reading an article about Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, and it said from the director or the auteur director of the original Spider-Man movie, Sam Raimi, and I was like, all right, hold up.
I mean, I guess when you look at his beginnings, you might be able to call Evil Dead that sort of thing, but
yeah, but it's like Sam Raimi, like come on.
He's not a bad director by any means.
No,
he's a perfectly serviceable director.
Right, but he's just like he's just makes kind of cheesy stuff. I mean, next movie we're seeing after that was probably gonna be Top Gun Maverick. Finally, that movie super delayed. There must because at first it was COVID delay, right?
Yeah,
but it has to have been something else because it's been a while now that they could have released it back into theater. Like people have been back in theaters in force for a while now.
Maybe they decided because initially it was going to have like a winter release. Maybe they decided, oh, let's go for the summer release because there's nothing else going on.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that in our last review. Like, there's just not a whole lot announced for the rest of the year after May.
They might have thought, look, with nothing else being announced, let's put it there where it'll just dominate.
Yeah,
there's nothing else in theaters.
Well, it's Bob's Burgers movie.
Oh yeah, Bob's Burgers will definitely outperform Top Gun. But I mean,
unless Doctor Strange is absolutely like kick ass, like the last Spider-Man movie was, that was still in theater. It was still on the marquee when we were there the other day.
That's impressive.
Yeah. So unless Doctor Strange has legs like Spider-Man, yeah, it's going to be there by itself pretty much. Jurassic World Domination is the next blockbuster after that, but there's no way that it's going to compete with another Top Gun movie. Lightyear might, though.
I don't know. Enough people went to see that last Jurassic World and they made this one.
Well, I thought they greenlit both of them at the same time because the first Jurassic World did really well. Lightyear, though, I think could, but that's, 3 weeks later, so. And then Elvis. Yeah, and then after, I think it's after June, right? Where it's like, there's just not a whole lot. There's a Minions movie, there's Thor, Bullet Train, there's like nothing in August. I mean, we might end up seeing The Man from Toronto, which sounds like a super kind of generic movie.
Spiritual
comedy.
Successor to The Man from Harlem? Guy from Harlem.
Guy from Harlem? Probably not. I'm guessing this one is not a blaxploitation movie.
They should make one.
A Guy from Harlem remake?
No, a blaxploitation movie.
Oh. We got, Black Dynamite was that, right? That was the modern day, lampoon of...
Well, yeah, Black Dynamite was a parody of blaxploitation movies.
Right.
I guess Shaft.
Oh yeah, but I mean, does that count? Because
when you're actually paying your actors well.
I mean, but does that count though? Because it's so far, it's gone beyond what its roots, what its origins was.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's just not a whole lot the rest of the year. They're making another Puss in Boots movie.
Yeah, we saw the trailer for it.
No, I'm not. That wasn't a question.
Oh.
I'm just saying these are the things coming. I mean, it's I guess another Puss in Boots movie. Black Adam. Well, Black Panther. I mean, there's Creed 3, and then there's this thing, Strange World from Disney. It's got Alan Tudyk.
Yeah, but everything from Disney is Alan Tudyk nowadays.
Every animated thing from Disney, anyway.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Alan Tudyk's a great voice actor. Oh yeah, Avatar 2. And Shazam 2. And then, we talked about this in the last one too, the Untitled Illumination Entertainment Super Mario Project. I hope they just leave that as
They should
name.
leave that. No one that's released is just titled. It's the titled.
The Untitled Illumination Entertainment Super Mario Project.
No, but they changed it to the titled Illumination Entertainment.
No, I think you should just leave it as is. I think that'd be great. And the thing's it has a movie poster. It's just the question mark block from Mario with the cast.
Because they had cast it but hadn't done anything with it, so they needed some sort of announcement.
I wonder if part of their like lack of information on it is Nintendo's doing, because that's just how Nintendo operates.
I could see that.
But yes, that's what we got coming up for the rest of the year. You might have noted, it's not a lot. That list I just gave you is the rest of the year. So, a little disappointing. We speculated in our last review that this might be that time period during COVID where they weren't recording anything catching up. And we've hit the gap that was caused by the lack of production during COVID.
Might have to go see some A24 films just to fill in the space.
There's not even a lot of that coming out.
There's like one or two, right?
Well,
Is that Min, which looks kind of bad.
Yeah,
if I'm honest.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was something else too. We saw two A24 trailers when we saw The Northman, right?
Was Nope A24?
Maybe
it had that feel to it.
Yeah.
And the way the trailer was cut, it used that violin sting.
Yeah. I don't know. But both of those are movies that we're definitely not interested in. Like,
yeah, really.
They're very much like just horror movies or thriller horror movies. Like, that's not our thing.
We saw a lot of horror trailers when we saw
The Northman.
Was it The Northman, or was it?
Yeah, it was when we saw The Northman.
Yeah, but also when we saw the
Unbearable Weight.
Yeah, the Unbearable Weight from Massive Talent. Because I remember Mom commenting on them because we took Mom to see that one, not The Northman.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think Mom would have liked The Northman. Could you imagine like convincing her and then like going over to her house and like making her get in the car and taking her and then like.
I don't think she would have liked The Northman now.
Anyway,
let's wrap this up.
Yep. So, unfortunately, yeah, that's our short list of movies coming up. So, if you want to see a review or hear a review rather of any of that coming up, subscribe, I guess, hit the bell. From what I can tell, none of it matters anymore because apparently, if someone has a bell notification and they get the push notification to their phone and they don't watch it right then, or they watch part of it and then go, I'm going to finish this at home because they're like just watching something while they're waiting for a bus or whatever, that goes against your the algorithm for you, and then they just like it makes it less likely that your content gets fed to people.
See,
even subscribers.
I just let the algorithm show me stuff, and all the channels that I regularly watch, their videos always come up recommended to me. So I just let the algorithm feed it to me.
There's a couple of channels that I know that post every day, and I specifically go and watch their stuff every day, or most days. But yeah, most of my YouTube stuff like that I end up watching is just stuff that gets recommended to me, and most of it's stuff I'm not actually subscribed to.
Yeah, but all the channels that I watch regularly, I always get their new videos, so it doesn't.
So yeah,
the algorithm's working, I guess. So
I mean, it's working for YouTube. It's not working for small creators apparently. So,
no.
But so whatever, do whatever you feel like. Like the video, that engagement helps, I guess, spread from what I understand. Liking a video and leaving a comment are the most helpful things you can actually do these days for a channel. So, yeah, do those things, I suppose, and go check out other reviews. We just posted one up for
The Northman.
I was gonna say this is an easy one.
The Northman.
We did it yesterday.
I was gonna say Sonic the Hedgehog 2, but
no,
it was The Northman.
Yeah, it was The Northman. So go check out a review of that. Come back, check out our reviews of the upcoming stuff. Tomorrow we should have up a review for The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah.
Starring one. Not Nicolas Cage.
Oh yeah, Nicolas
Coppola.
Yeah, Nicolas Kim Coppola.
Yeah, this is what he was apparently credited as.
Yeah,
which I thought was interesting. So, yeah. So until next time, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Toodles.